that man and his merch.
Well, it's time once again for a haul, and this is potentially the biggest haul of manga that I've ever had for a month. I know it's not the end of August, however, I am pretty much packed and ready to go away for Japan, which is next week, and I was like, well, I'm not going to get any more manga aside from the odd one or two, so I thought I might as well do the haul now. This is some leftover stuff from July, so it's a July/August haul. And the difference is that I've actually read a lot of the stuff that I've actually picked up this time, rather than just going, well, it looks quite nice from the front cover, I hope it's good. No, I've actually read these, so brilliant. Let's get unboxing, or hauling, or whatever we want to call it. First up is the biggest one that we kind of have to look at here, and this is volumes 1 to 7 of Pokemon Adventures. Now, this is the series, or this is probably the manga that got me into manga. I will always see it stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Suikoden 3, that was the first ones I picked up, but I was aware of these long before I even bought my first manga volume. In fact, I think it was like Cerebi.net when Gold and Silver maybe was coming out, or might have been Ruby and Sapphire, and I was just like, oh, this is what happens in all of these Pokemon manga, and I was just like, wow, those are incredibly brutal. So yeah, I really wanted to pick them up, and I used to have them, however, when times got tough, I had to sell them, and this is always a one that people always seem to want to purchase, which is quite surprisingly, really. So I opted for the box set. I think it was like 20 quid for 7 volumes, and you can't get much better value than that, especially when it's literally the full of a set. And yeah, this is a fun one. Like I said, it starts off with red and green, and then blue's introduced, then it goes on to yellow stories, and it's basically the first generation of Pokemon with a slightly more edgy take. Yes, the Pokemon attack trainers, and trainers attack trainers, and Team Rocket's actually evil and competent, apart from just randomly taking over one building in the massive area. Yeah. It's really nice. It's really worth reading. If you have never read a Pokemon manga before, I would definitely recommend it. It's one I do want to cover a little bit more once I've reread it again, because yeah, it's fun. It's a fun one. Also, I didn't get the bonus poster inside. I feel robbed. Not really. I was never gonna put it up, but it's just kind of one of those things. It's like, oh, where is it? It's not there. The box itself, it's a bit flimsy, but I'm not going to complain. It's the full set all in one pack. So what else have I been getting and reading? Well, we've also been getting Delicious in Dungeon Volume 2. Now, I've spoke about this one quite briefly, and man, it's good. Delicious in Dungeon is about a group of dungeon explorers where they decide to eat from the dungeon. And what's in the dungeon? Monsters. That's right, they start eating monsters. Not monster girls, just the monsters. So we have them, for example, they eat living armor, they eat slimes, they eat living portraits, and it's quite unique in how they do it. I think Mimic, if I remember rightly, Mimic is in this one as well, and golems. They use golems as kind of like farms. It's a really interesting take on dungeon exploring, and it's a really interesting take on the whole food genre that we seem to be building up when it comes to anime and manga. I'm quite surprised this one has not been adapted. It's won quite a few awards, so it's one of those ones where it's like, yeah, I'm expecting it to be adapted eventually. Don't know when, who knows. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I really enjoyed it. Definitely check it out if you like fun dungeon crawling and food manga. Next up is another one that I've spoke about at great lengths, and you can probably check out a review of it up here. That is Do You Love Your Mom? And a 2-hit multi-target attacks volume 3. Yes, as soon as I got this one, I had to read it, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's stupid, it's ridiculous, but it's still fun. I'm not going to get too much into it, but if you like the series so far, this has probably been the best volume so far for it. It's probably going to be the end part of the anime, so I don't want to get too much into it in case people are just getting started. There's a lot of great twists in this one. Like I said, check out the whole video that I've got for it. Next up is another series that I really adore, and it's actually in this little quartet in the background here. You can see at least, well, you can probably see 2 of the characters. Well, there's 3 of them on that pass, and that is Reezy Row Volume 10. Now, this is actually taking place after the events of the anime. So yeah, Volume 9 just held us on a nice cliffhanger that keeps us going until Volume 10, and man, I'm really excited to read more of this because yeah, it's been really, really good so far. Next up is one that this was actually a June haul. However, I quickly lent it out to a friend, and I just getting it back not long ago. And that is Kaiju Girl Caramelized. Now, a lot of people were talking about this one, and yeah, it is actually worth the read. It's more of a shoujo than anything else, about a cute girl who is fallen in love with a boy. However, her secret is that she is actually a Kaiju girl. Yeah, she turns into a kaiju and destroys the city. However, he might be discovering her secret. Possibly. It's really cute, it's really adorable. It's a nice change of pace from the usual shoujo stuff, and I really enjoyed it. Plus it's got a monster girl in. Yeah, well worth reading. Definitely one I would definitely check out. Doesn't have an anime, but yeah, it's one I would really recommend people check out. In fact, most of these are going to be ones I'm going to say I really recommend people check out. It's almost as if I'm buying stuff that I really like. Next up is a series that I really need to catch up on, and look, I got it for 3 for 2, so yeah, I saved a little bit of money, and that was Golden Kamui Volume 10. I'm not going to get too much into it because this is like very late season 2 spoilers. It's always great to have Golden Kamui, and it's definitely one of my favourite ongoing series at the moment. It's a lot of fun, it's perverse, it's weird, but yeah, it's got a lot of heart behind it, and it's definitely one that I would recommend checking out. In fact, when I did see series for beginners, I did see it, Golden Kamui. Get it, check it out, read it. Honestly, you will absolutely love it if you like the stuff like Berserk or pretty much any seinen. It is an absolute must-have for the current generation. Another one that I picked up, and I picked this one up because I heard that Kodansha volumes are going up in price. And you know what? Out of all of the stuff that Kodansha have, which is quite a lot, this was the one I actually wanted to pick up physically the most, and that is Cells at Work. You know, that series that was really popular about a year ago, then kind of just fell off the radar as soon as it finished. Yeah, weird. So this tells the story of the cells in your body at work. We've got white blood cell here, and we've got red blood cell, and they do what cells do. They stop. They deliver blood to the organs. They stop all the parasites and the viruses. And yeah, I read this digitally about a year ago when the series was airing, and I absolutely adored it. And it was one I kind of was, as soon as I heard that Kodansha was going up in price, I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick this up. There's only 5 volumes of it. I don't know if there's supposed to be more, because originally there was supposed to be a volume 6 that was released in about April, but that kept getting pushed back. And I know Cells at Work Code Black is also a thing, which is also kind of like, I haven't seen any new chapters or anything go up for it. So it's one of those ones that it's like, yeah, it might be a very short collection, but it's one I definitely have wanted to reread, and one that I wanted to pick up. So as soon as I heard that they were going more expensive, I picked this up for about £7. Yeah, it's going expensive in shops for Kodansha, but apparently not online, which is always a thing. Next up, we have our favourite of all of the trash babies, and trash baby. And that is Himutu Umaru-chan Volume 6. This is always the series that I absolutely love reading, and it's just it's a quick read, and much like Yacht Super, it's like you can just kind of read it all in about half an hour to an hour, and it's a nice, easy, relaxing, if you've had a bad day kind of one. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Umaru is now discovering that her older brother is not evil. Yeah. Volume 6, and she discovers that the person who looks after her, the person who feeds her, the person who does everything for her is actually not evil. Yeah, that shows how selfish Umaru-chan can be. But yeah, it's a very fun read. I'm really enjoying it, and it's one I will happily collect until it's completed. And in fact, I think we're about halfway through. I can't remember if there's 9 volumes or if there's 12 volumes. It's something around that. But yeah, we're very much in the depths of Umaru trash hell right now. Get excited, as it's once again time to look at Dr. Stone. Yes, this is easily my favourite release that I'm picking up at the moment. It's such a fun series. Obviously, I am really caught up on the manga as it is, and oh my god, it's easily the best thing, or one of the best things in Shonen Jump currently, because One Piece still exists for people. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. If you like science, if you like creating stuff, check out the anime. The anime is ongoing at the moment. Or I actually had a video saying, why not check out Dr. Stone? Check that out if you're interested in it. And yeah, definitely one that is absolutely fantastic. Get excited and read it. Another one that I actually did do a review on recently was Kamui Can't Communicate. Now this one was absolutely adorable and I really enjoyed it. It was actually one I picked up on the 3 for 2, and straight away I felt I had to read it. Whereas Dr. Stone I've literally just read, and I read this one a few weeks ago, but it's so good. It's about a girl who literally can't speak to other people, but her outlook makes her look like she's calm, collected, and she's actually really popular. However, she feels that everybody's talking against her. It's really nice. It's really interesting the way that they're being brought out. I'm personally really enjoying it, and yeah, like I said, there's a review up here. Check that one out, and it's another one I would say check it out and read it. Well, there's one series that I've been collecting, and I've nearly got all of them, and that is Yacht Super Volume 9, 10, 11, and 12. This one is where Yacht Super destroys the city with a storm. Looks at you worried because she's abducted a teddy bear. Reads hentai. And steals some balloons. No, this is the absolute adorable series about a young girl just enjoying everything and the world that she lives in. And if you can look, can we just appreciate the artwork on these covers? I mean, yeah, there's really not many series I would say that look absolutely amazing as this one does when it comes to covers. Each of them just looks so nice, and they actually tell a really nice story. It's like, look at this, for example, this one, we know it's autumn just by the colours. It's absolutely beautiful. Whereas in another series, it's just like, oh, this is this. Have a nice border. But this one's like every single part of the whole of the cover is being used for something, and it's just pure artwork, absolutely beautiful. And this is one of the reasons I absolutely love this series. Beautiful artwork, beautiful series. Check it out. I'm not going to stop until I've got everybody reading Yacht Super. And finally we have Interspecies Reviewers Part 2. Another one that I have covered on the channel. And yeah, this is another Monster Girl series. However, the twist in this one is that the Monster Girls are all prostitutes. Yeah, that's what we're going with this one. This is a reviewers of people who go have sex with Monster Girls and write it down as a review. I thought it was going to be quite sketchy, but it was actually pretty hilarious. I really enjoyed how it wasn't kind of just like straight guy like straight girl. It was kind of like, oh well, gay people need sexual relief too, and it was like, yeah, I like that. I like how diverse it is, and you don't get much more diversity than Monster Girls. You probably do. But yeah, it's a really fun series. It's not going to be for everyone. Like I said, we're dealing about sex and stuff like that. So yeah, you're going to have to be already on the Monster Girl bandwagon with Monster Musume to get the full enjoyment out of this. But yeah, I can't believe I've went from Yacht Super to this. Dear God. Oh my God, I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. And that's it for my haul this month. It's probably my biggest haul. Like I said, there's about 21 volumes, which I've managed to condense into, about 15 minutes. Well done. And if you did enjoy this, please leave a like, please consider subscribing, and let me know in the comments what you have been picking up over the last month and what you're picking up for August. Thank you very much for coming, and thanks very much for staying. Goodbye.